Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here once more, and this time we have a Normandy shopping street. A couple of shops in a Normandy French town. I've made it quite simple. The road in front is quite narrow, so I've just put my motorbike on there, but it could be wider to put a tank or military vehicle that you want to show off. But I've tried to make both shops completely different. I've made this a stone front, this brick, slate roof, tiled roof, ornate looking shop front for this one, and a plain one for this one. So that they contrast nicely with each other. So let's get on with the video, and I will show you how I went about making it. So I want two shops that are completely different standing next to each other. So one is tall, one is short, one is deeper than the other, and the apex of the roofs are different. And this will be a stone finish on this facade, and this will be brick. So they should look quite opposing as they sit on the street. So I've cut them all from one piece of card, 2mm card, as always. Worked out where I want to keep it as simple as possible, with just one window above the shops. This will be the shop window, as you can see, and the signage there. So what will make the two shops look okay, the fact that they're different, will be the mouldings on the shop front and the stone and the brickwork. So I'll cut these out now, and the sides of the shop will sit proud by 2mm of the side. When I do it, it would be better to explain when I've done it. So the sides will sit proud by 2mm, so that will give me like a shuttering for when I put my tile grout on this area, so that when I can mark out my stones, and it would also work for my bricks as well. But I'll cut these out, stick them together, and I will be able to explain more fully. So I'll be back in a moment. So I put the two shops together, and this is what I was trying to explain. I put the sides proud of the front, so there's a lip, if you like, a 2mm lip along there, so that when I put the hoarding of the shop across there with this lip and with the roof, and also with the surround for the windows, I can pour my concrete, if you like, or my tile grout in this area, so that when it dries off, with a sharp stick I can mark out the different stones. With this one it's a lot easier. I just use my bricks again with tile grout, and I can place my bricks all around that area. I've put a coating of wall filler as usual. It helps the grout to stick better, and also there's PVA glue in the grout as well. So I'm using a grey grout for the colour of the stones, and all I've got to do is put that in its place. Bit there, bit there. I think there should just be enough. And then with a ruler, all I've got to do is it's a little bit messy, I will confess, but there might not be enough. Oh, it's not too bad. Talk amongst yourselves. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Will there be enough to go in? Oh, look at that. Perfect. So once it's like that, and then with a a ruler. Of course, it'd be better if you could see what I was doing. With a ruler, all I've got to do is just bring that across, and that's going to be the right depth all the way across. Yeah, but I'll clean it up a little bit. It's not too bad. Where can that go? Go in there. But you can see with this like shuttering all the way around, all I've got to do is draw that across, and then I've got my my stones in the right place. So I'll wait for that to go off now for about probably an hour, and then I can mark out the shape of each stone on there and put my bricks on, and I'll come back and show you how I got on. So just a quick update then. I allowed my grout to dry for an hour or so, and then marked out each individual stone, and if you look up close you can see that looks quite realistic. There's a few little bits and pieces that need coming out, but I shall give it a coat of a light coloured grout which will fill in all the gaps, and then take off the surface with a damp sponge. Then give it a black wash, and that should give it an old brick looking surface. And then, as usual, I've put my bricks on here. I shall use the same grey grout I used there to put in between these bricks, and again just take off with a damp sponge. So just if you are doing something like this, it's better to do the bricks and stonework first, because you're more likely to make a mistake doing something like this. To finish the rest of the buildings off with the shop front, the mouldings around the front, is relatively easy. But once this turns out to your satisfaction, then you can do the rest of the buildings. So I'll do that anyway. I'll finish off the brick and stonework, and put my mouldings around the shop, and we'll see what they look like then. Okay, so I finished my shops off, stuck them together, and I put all the moulding around this shop. It's a little bit too green for my liking at the moment, but we'll see what we can do about that. We've got the hoarding on the front that sets out at an angle like that. Put my grout in between my stones and in between my bricks, and made this into a rather simpler looking design of shop. So they look quite different. The roofs are different. We've got a slate roof and a tiled roof there. Tiled roof just with corrugated card, and then thin card for the slate roof. Okay, so now it looks okay, but it doesn't look real enough. So I always keep going on about a black wash, and never really actually showed you. So all it is black paint, a very, very thin black paint with lots and lots of water. Well, a bit of water then. So it's a bit dramatic, this stage. So I'm going to stick that on there, and it makes it look awful. But when that dries, then it'll look weathered and much more realistic. I hope. Maybe a little dark. I could have done with a little bit more water in, but I think it'll be okay. I'll just do this area. Okay, so that's made it look like a horrible, terrible mess. But when that's all dried out, that should look okay. He said, hopefully. Okay, so I'll do the whole thing with this. I think I've just got enough, and we'll see what it looks like then. Okay, so I went ahead and finished the whole project off. As you can see, The black wash, it just highlights some areas of darkened, as you would find on a stone built building anyway. So with a bit of sandpapering to take some of the black away, then it looks like that. And the same with the brick. It makes the brick look much more real when that black wash is on. I did the same with the roofs and the shops, and sort of darkened everywhere. But then when it was dry, go over with some sandpaper just to pick out the highlights. Not even any dry brushing this time. I think it was okay as it is. I stuck it on a polystyrene base, and rather than just a cobbled area and path in front, I thought I'd make the road bombed out. As there's no damage to the shops, then I made the damage on the roads. So there are 3 quite deep potholes there. So it's just polystyrene with 2mm card on the top, 3 holes cut out and then gouged down into the polystyrene. And that's basically it, just a lot of rubble all around, which I've done many times in the past. Just smash up some of the bricks that I make from tile grout. There we are. So there we are, a couple of shops. It would be so much better if I had some kind of lettering, some name on the shop fronts. But as I've said before, I've got 2 printers, neither of which work, and I refuse to buy a third. So I don't have a printer. If you can get hold of a printer, then you can make out your print out your shop front name, Boulangerie or whatever, whatever that is, butchers or bakers, I don't know. So okay, and I glazed the windows and put a bit of my net curtain behind it, just to make it look a little bit more authentic. I don't know if you can see is it going to shine in? Yeah, lovely shiny glass windows there. Just a piece of A4 size clear acetate that you can buy from any stationers. Okay, so there we are. The road could be made wider to put your military vehicle on, I suppose, if you wanted, but I've made it quite small because I've only got a little bit of polystyrene left before I get some more. So I've made it as simple as possible. But a couple of Normandy shops in a French street there, from around 1940 or so, reasonably realistic looking, I think. Okay, so I'll leave it with you. Have a go yourself. See how you get on, let me know. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I've added something, I can't remember what they call it. When you are watching this video, there's the video, and then there's the name, there's the title, then my name, Diorama Don. Then under that there are 2 thumbs. If you scroll along that line, there's something where you are, the facility for you to buy me a coffee. There, I've said it. Not begging in any way. But if you fancy buying me a coffee, then the facility is there for you to do so. Okay, I'll say no more. Okay, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. Please click the notification bell. Click the thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, I wish you, as always, happy modelling.